Welcome back, everybody. Today we will be comparing our white impact screen with our new gray impact screen. Many of you may not know this, but Carl's Place was a leader in the home theater industry for years before we focused on the golf sim business. We've created all sorts of theater screens, and we're excited to bring that expertise to indoor golf by introducing our high contrast gray impact screen. Some of you may be asking yourself, why gray? And what are the benefits of having a gray screen versus a white screen? Gray overall helps absorb stray light so dark areas in your projected image stay dark. That means black actually looks black and not washed out gray. It also enhances color vibrancy. With deeper blacks and reduced glare, colors appear vivid and lifelike, especially in bright rooms. For today's test, we'll be using the 4K LG ProBeam BU53 PST projector, which is 5,000 lumens, and our custom half and half white and gray screen. It measures 103.5 inches tall by 136 1/3 wide. In this test, you'll get comparisons in 3 lighting conditions. At full ambient light, we'll have it set to about 60 lux, about half ambient light, right around 30 lux, and then we'll get it as dark as we can and try to get 0 lux on the light meter. Keep in mind that your space is going to be different than ours. You might have more natural light through windows or overhead lights that you really just can't control. We'll take you through some golf simulator software and movie footage to show you the difference in the 3 different lighting scenarios. So let's get into it. It definitely looks less washed out on that right side. That one, there's a huge difference. There, you can really see it in the sky. Oh, what do you? Yeah, look at the sky. Sky looks a lot better on the right. You can definitely tell on the left, it looks more washed out. I feel like on the right, it looks a lot more green, I guess. Deeper greens. Yeah, with the gray screen, especially when you look at the greens right next to each other, the gray on the right does look more saturated, more actually green, whereas on the left, with so much ambient light in the space, it just starts to get washed out. I mean, you can still see it's green, but it definitely doesn't have like the pop that the gray screen has. Yeah, the image isn't going to be quite as bright with the gray screen, but that's just kind of the nature of having a darker screen. It is designed to have less gain than a white screen, just kind of by its nature, to help combat the ambient light that we're seeing in the space. Looking at the colors on this one, again, with just looking in the flowers, the reds are, much deeper on the right side. They still look okay on the white, but again, just maybe a little washed out with so much white light in the space. Looking at some movies. The movie footage is a lot darker than the game footage, so I feel like it gives a good representation of the deep blacks that you get with the gray screen. Yeah, when the screen gets like that black background with the writing on top of it on the left, instead of being nice and dark black, it more looks just gray, whereas on the right, it does look like an actual black background, so more true to color with those deep blacks, even with the ambient light that we're seeing. So this is our medium 50% lux reading compared to the full ambient light that we had. You can see the white screen is doing a little bit better than it was before, but I still feel like the gray screen is giving just nice deeper colors with this much ambient light in the space. This is 30 lux on the light meter. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like once we get some really dark black screen images. I mean, here the white doesn't look bad by any means. It's definitely not as washed out, but the the gray, I would still give a little bit of an advantage to, especially like I'm looking up at the sky in the background and it just looked a lot more blue. Yeah, here definitely on the right gray screen, the red definitely looked a lot more saturated. The gameplay, let's take a look at a couple of holes. I feel, again, the greens just look more green. The bunkers, I think, are relatively similar, looking between the two bunkers. Looking at the kind of foliage in the background, I feel like the like that pink on the gray screen on the right is deeper and just a little more vibrant. Let's look at the flowers on this one. I mean, it's a little harder to tell the difference between the two, don't you think? And they look very similar on this one, which I guess you can expect it. Maybe right there you can see the right is a little more saturated, a little darker, deeper colors. But I mean, this is something like the kind of lighting that we've always put our white screens into, where it does a decent job, but I think for the most part so far, the gray is where I would lean a little more towards with this much ambient light in the space. With the movie, at least this first trailer, I think it's kind of a toss-up between the two. Yeah, this one with the brighter colors, I don't know, it looks good on both. I think when you, again, get that black, the text on it, like we saw with the bright white, you're still getting that deeper black in the background on the gray screen than you're seeing on the white. But looking at like images like this, I mean, I could go either way. They both look pretty good. All right, dark conditions, looking at both of the screens. I mean, they both look fantastic. Honestly, I thought the gray was gonna be too dark for this kind of setup, but I think it looks fantastic. You can see there's definite difference between like that white bowl at the bottom and where it's actually white on the left and a lot more gray on the right. I mean, it's so hard to say because both of them have just such good image quality between the two. With the gray screen on the right side, it does seem like the colors, maybe, especially looking at the greens, are a little bit on the warmer side of the spectrum compared to the white on the left. And so much of this just comes down to personal preference and what you think looks best. For some people, it's still like the gray screen, even in a darker area. I think on the left, there's more, in a dark space like this at least, from the white to the black, there's probably a little more range between the two extremes. All right, let's look at some movies. They look so close to each other. Yeah, I think they look almost the same. And there's a difference, obviously, again, side by side with the black, where the white screen can't get as deep of a black as the gray screen can. But like a shot like that one you just saw, or this one, I mean, they both have excellent quality. The colors look great between the two. So thanks for joining us today. We hope that you found our little tour through our white and gray screen materials informative. If there's any questions, please feel free to let us know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next one.